and welcome back to Living Life Well. Question: do you ever experience anxiety? Do you ever lie awake at night trying to figure things out when you could be sleeping? Do you ever find yourself worrying excessively about your family's safety, driving, having enough money, your health, going to the mall, whether you remember to wash your hands? Stop. You may be wondering, is it normal to feel anxious? Listen, everyone feels anxious at some point in their life. Sometimes feeling anxious can be helpful, like right before taking a test, giving a speech, doing something new for the first time. A little bit of anxiety can provide us with that adrenaline rush that we need to get things done. However, anxiety can become a problem when it starts to affect your mental well-being and keeps you from doing things. Perhaps more than ever, you may be noticing you're feeling anxious. Anxiety is defined as a feeling of worry, nervousness, typically about an imminent event or something with an uncertain outcome. Whoa, that sounds pretty broad, and it sounds like it could include a lot of things you may be facing right now. This might be a good time to consider what's the difference between stress and anxiety. According to an article put out by the BC Canadian Mental Health Association, stress usually involves external events. When you're stressed, you usually know what you're stressed about. When the stressful situation is over, the symptoms of stress typically disappear. Anxiety is considered a specific reaction to stress. Anxiety is an internal response. Unlike stress, anxiety persists even after a concern has passed. Anxiety focuses on worries or fears about things that could threaten us. Anxiety is a physical and emotional reaction to situations we face. Maybe you've heard of the fight or flight response. It's a real thing. The fight or flight response is an automatic physiological response to danger. It's a survival mechanism to protect you. It causes you to either stand your ground, fight, or run for your life, flight. For example, let's say you're out on your own and you're walking and you see a wild animal approaching you. The fight or flight response would kick in. Your brain would be on high alert and your body would respond, danger, run for your life. Most of us today don't find ourselves faced with this kind of life or death situation. However, you can still perceive a situation as a threat and as a result experience it in the same way. Here are some signs you may be experiencing anxiety. Physically, you may notice you're sleeping poorly, having trouble relaxing. You might startle easily, experience a racing heart, shortness of breath, sweating, or a dry mouth. Emotionally, you may notice you feel threatened or worried, helpless, or fearful that you might be dying or losing control. Cognitively, you may start to think, the world isn't a safe place, I'm in danger, and what-ifs like, what if I get sick? What if the pandemic never ends? What if I never go back to work? Behaviorally, you may find yourself opting out of activities or avoiding situations or things that make you feel anxious. You may find yourself trying to control things that haven't yet happened. You might notice you're not enjoying life the way you used to or would like to. As I said earlier, during the pandemic, many of us are experiencing higher than usual levels of anxiety. There's so much we don't know. There's so much we can't control. So what can you do to manage anxiety? Since we know anxiety has a physiological component, here are some strategies to try to reduce your physical distress. Number 1, relaxation breathing. You may have heard it described as belly breathing, box breathing, or square breathing. If you're interested in learning more about this, there are several videos online that you can tap into to learn these techniques. Number 2, grounding exercises. This technique encourages you to use your senses to bring yourself back into the here and now. It involves focusing on your 5 senses, things you can see, things you can hear, things you can touch, things you can smell, and things you can taste. Number 3, cold water. This helps to lower your body temperature by splashing cold water on your face, placing an ice pack or ice cubes on your face, or taking a cold shower. Hey, it may sound strange, but it does work. Number 4, Exercise. Yep, good old exercise. Anxiety can feel like a pent-up energy, so moving can be helpful just to make sure it's intense as you can manage, like going for a brisk walk, doing jumping jacks, going for a run, or dancing your heart out. Acceptance is a big part of dealing with anxiety, acknowledging the reality that there are some things out there that are out of your control. As we've talked about before, acceptance doesn't mean agreeing with or approving of a situation, but it does mean facing that reality, here it comes, that it is what it is. The alternative to accepting is resisting or fighting. While you might find accepting a tall order, in the long run, fighting can be emotionally, physically, and mentally exhausting. It can rob us of joy and peace, it can create tension and conflict in relationships with other people, and it can keep you stuck. I hope you heard something helpful today. Hey, this is a big subject, and we really just scratched the surface. Sometimes it may feel like you're doing this on your own, but remember, staying in touch with others can help. These are challenging times, and challenges can be opportunities for change. Hey, let's stay connected because together we can learn to live life well. Thanks. See you again soon. Hi, my name is Andrea. Welcome back to those of you who joined in the last time, and thanks for checking in if this is your first time to the site.